You ever feel like you're in a room full of people, but still completely alone? Like everyone's chatting away, but nobody's really listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're diving deep into that feeling today, loneliness.
Oh, good topic.
And we're using this really cool source. It's from the LPot community. They're all about, self-discovery and personal growth and stuff.
Okay.
And get this, their big idea is that escaping loneliness isn't about just like, surrounding yourself with more people.
Interesting.
It's about building a strong connection with yourself. We'll unpack all that. But first, let me introduce, our expert for today's deep dive.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
So glad to have you. Now, back to the LPOT community. They say a lot of us try to just avoid loneliness, right?
Right.
Like distract ourselves with social media or whatever.
Exactly. They make a great point. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg.
Yeah. It doesn't actually solve the problem.
Not at all.
So their one thing that actually works is this whole connecting with yourself idea. So does that mean friendships and relationships don't matter?
No, not at all. The key is to understand that loneliness isn't just about physically being alone.
Okay.
It's about feeling disconnected even when you're surrounded by people.
Right.
Like you could be at packed party but still feel totally unseen, unheard.
Totally. That feeling of being invisible, even in a crowd. So how do we actually do this connecting with yourself thing?
Well, the LPot community has some really practical steps. They talk about self-reflection, pursuing your passions, practicing positive self-talk.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for us.
So let's start with self-reflection. This doesn't have to be some big, complicated thing. Even just taking 5 minutes each morning to jot down 3 things you're grateful for.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. That simple act can help you tune into your inner feelings and start your day with a positive focus.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like you're actually taking the time to acknowledge yourself.
Exactly.
It reminds me of the whole pursuing your passions thing, too. I used to think self-care was all bubble baths and face masks. But what if it's really about, rediscovering those things that truly energize you?
Absolutely. Think about a hobby you used to love but haven't made time for lately.
Uh-huh.
Could you carve out just 30 minutes this week to reconnect with that activity?
Ooh, good challenge.
Right. When you do things you genuinely enjoy, regardless of what others think, it builds a sense of self-confidence and purpose that isn't dependent on anyone else.
Makes sense. And then there's positive self-talk. I'll admit, that one always seemed a bit cheesy to me.
I hear you. But think about it this way. Would you talk to your best friend the way you sometimes talk to yourself?
Probably not.
Right. So positive self-talk is about treating yourself with that same kindness and compassion you'd offer a friend. It helps to counteract those negative thoughts that can fuel loneliness.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. This all reminds me of a time when I was feeling incredibly lonely, even though I was always going out with friends, surrounded by colleagues. I realized I was so busy trying to please everyone else that I completely lost touch with what I actually wanted and needed.
Oh, wow. That's such a great example of how loneliness isn't always about being alone.
Right.
It's about feeling disconnected from yourself. And that's what the LPOT community really emphasizes, recognizing those moments and using them as opportunities for growth.
I love that. So it sounds like the real battle with loneliness isn't just about finding the right people.
It's about becoming the right person for yourself.
Powerful stuff. Now, for everyone listening, here's a question to ponder. What's one small thing you can do today to connect more deeply with yourself?
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe it's taking a walk in nature,
Nice.
listening to your favorite music,
Ooh, yeah.
or even just sitting quietly with a cup of tea and paying attention to your breath. Whatever it is, think about it. Maybe share your ideas with the LPOT community. They've got a great website and a really active Discord server.
Oh, cool.
We'll drop the links in the show notes. Until next time, remember, the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself.
Couldn't agree more. 60 of 16.